special election is happening in Tennessee tomorrow to fill a vacant House seat. Now, I wouldn't normally cover this story, but there's something very strange happening with that particular seat and the outcome of that race could leave Speaker Mike Johnson with a real math problem. And you know what happens when there's math problems. So I'm going to explain the math and tell you what's going on in a second. But first, I want to thank my paid Backstage subscribers for overwhelmingly voting for this story as the bonus this week. If you want to vote on next week's bonus story, and more importantly, if you want to get access to my private live event this Wednesday for paid subscribers only, make sure you follow these easy steps to become a paid subscriber too. It is because of my paid subscribers that I'm able to continue to bring you stories like this every single day. Without those paid subscribers, this whole channel would collapse. So if you want to also support my work, please consider becoming a paid subscriber. Okay, why am I talking about a random Tennessee special election? And more importantly, why should you be paying attention to this random Tennessee special election? Well, because this race for the 7th Congressional District is and it has no business being close. This is a ruby red district, and the Democrat embrace, depending on which poll you're looking at, is only a few percentage points behind the Republican runner. Let me be clear, this is not normal for this district. The fact is, President Trump won this very same district, the 7th Congressional District, in 2024 by 22 points. The Republican who currently holds the seat and is retiring won it with 60% of the vote. This is a Republican district, period, full stop. So how is this Democrat making this race competitive at all? Well, remember just a few weeks ago when we had those special elections in Virginia and New Jersey, and Democrats swept everything just up and down the ticket? Well, what we're seeing in Tennessee could be a continuation of that, and the Republicans know it. The party is so concerned that House Speaker Mike Johnson is physically in Tennessee today, making multiple campaign stops with the Republican candidates. And President Trump himself has held virtual rallies on behalf of this Republican candidate. That only happens when things are close. Now, there is no guarantee that the Democrat in this race is going to win. And in the end, she very well may lose. But even if this race is remotely close, that could be a very big problem for Republicans as we move into the midterms. Why? To the math! Right now, there are 219 Republicans in the House of Representatives and 213 Democrats. There are currently 3 vacancies. One of those vacancies is this Tennessee House race for a Republican seat, and the other 2 are Democrats that are vacant. So let's assume those 2 Democrat seats will stay with the Democrats. So now let's say we're just the one seat, that Tennessee seat. Now this is no longer 213, it is now 250. So there would be 219 Republicans and 215 Democrats. Okay, just stay with me here. Now, for argument's sake, let's say the unthinkable happens, and that Democrat in Tennessee flips that seat. So then there would be 0 vacancies, and now there might be 216 Democrats in the House of Representatives. So that means if Speaker Mike Johnson wanted to pass a bill with only Republican priorities, so then 0 Democrats would be voting for it. He would need 218 votes. But remember, 0 Democrats are going to vote for this Republican priority bill. So he would have to pull these 218 from right here, which means he would only be able to lose 1 Republican vote. That is going to be extremely difficult for him to manage over and over until the midterms. But there's one more problem coming Speaker Johnson's way in January. That is the retirement of Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is going to be vacating her Republican seat at the beginning of January. Which means if this scenario plays out, instead of 219 Republicans, in January there are going to be 218 Republicans. Which means if that vote scenario happens again with a Republican priority bill, House Speaker Mike Johnson is going to have 0 votes to spare. 0. At least until there is a new Republican who will likely fill Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat. But that'll be months away. So this could be a real scenario that Speaker Mike Johnson is going to have to deal with for election. So if somehow that Democrat pulls off a win in Tennessee, or even if she loses by a few points tomorrow night, Republicans could really be facing an uphill battle to keep the House majority after the midterm.